Last lap then underway here in Mandalika. Jorge Martin 2 seconds clear of Acosta in second place. Big gap then back to Bagnaia, who looks like he will rescue third after a difficult first third of this Grand Prix in Indonesia. Frankie Morbidelli, a brilliant fourth place. Bezzecchi fifth, Vinales will be sixth. Quartararo ahead of his fellow Frenchman Johann Zarco, who's on course for his first top 10 for LCR Honda.
Of course, qualifying has played a key role in what we've seen here this afternoon, with Martin earning himself that buffer of the likes of Pedro Acosta between himself and what were going to be his likeliest competition later on, particularly Enea Bastianini. But that is why Jorge Martin is the fastest rider in the world in qualifying trim, because it gives him these kind of positions, and this time it doesn't look as if he's going to falter.
And he's going to rub this in, because he said yesterday, Pecco Bagnaia, his response was, well, I'll try and win the Grand Prix by 4 seconds. He's going to beat Bagnaia by over 5 seconds. What a response this has been. He crashed out in Mandalika in 2022. He crashed out in Mandalika in 2023. He crashed out of the Mandalika sprint here yesterday. But for the very first time in Indonesia, it is Jorge Martin with a masterclass. He is the master of Mandalika, and he seizes back control of this year's MotoGP World Championship. Vamos is the message on the 89's pit board. Come on, Prima Pramac Racing say, as he takes a monumental victory in this year's MotoGP battle. 1.4 seconds he was clear of the sensational rookie Pedro Acosta. Brilliant by the Gas rider. Pecco Bagnaia does take the checker flag. Third, good salvage job that by the world champion, but he's over 5.5 seconds behind Jorge Martin. Just look what it means to the 26-year-old Spaniard. What a response. Morbidelli is fourth, Bezzecchi fifth. Those two had great rides. He's punched the screen off, hasn't he, in celebration. All the anger, all the frustration released from Jorge Martin. Wow, now this could be very, very significant. Not just in terms of the result here in Mandalika, but in terms of the World Championship, because there could be 4 more points coming the way of Pecco Bagnaia. We should remind you, the tyre pressure for Pedro Acosta is under investigation. So something has flagged up, and that tends to mean that a penalty could be incoming. And of course, in a full feature race on Sundays, if Acosta is adjudged to have broken the tyre pressure rules, it will be a 16-second penalty.
That would put him behind Johann Zarco in 9th place.
Do you know what, Pedro, that's cruel. That feels cruel, but the rules are the rules. It's a first win since Le Mans, the French Grand Prix. What a classic battle that was, with Marc Marquez and Pecco Bagnaia behind him. But as it stands, a 21-point lead in the World Championship could shrink down to 17. It is going to be all eyes on the FIM MotoGP Stewards Office, as they now will be very, very closely analysing the tyre pressure data for Pedro Acosta. Martin, what is not in doubt is Jorge Martin has taken a huge victory here in Mandalika. Led it from start to finish. Would it have been a different story had Enea Bastianini not jumped off his factory Ducati at turn 1 with a handful of laps remaining, as he was careering towards the front of that Grand Prix? But it is a win number 18. A whole bunch of riders there. Nakagami and Brad Binder join Pedro Acosta with potential tyre pressure penalties. Of course, the most significant, no disrespect to Binder or Nakagami, in terms of the podium places here in Mandalika, it's Pedro Acosta, who took the checkered flag 1.4 seconds behind Jorge Martin. But will he be stripped of that second place?